And now we're going to introduce the Nutcracker Rhythm Cup Explorations. I think that anytime we can expose our students to classical music that's exciting, that's a win, because they're listening to all kinds of things these days. And some of them just think that classical music is boring. And so anytime we can introduce them to something we can say, hey, this is classical music. Did you know that? No, I didn't. I just thought it was Christmas music. Well, no, Tchaikovsky wrote it. Anytime we can do that, it's a win. But when they can participate with the music making, it's even more of a win. So it's just a win-win kind of thing. And it's very good, obviously, at enforcing rhythm. So in Rhythm Cup Explorations, Nutcracker Edition, there are 3 arrangements: Waltz of the Flowers, March, and Trepak. And not all these pages, I only showed the first page of each level. There's way more pages than this. There's 4 levels of cup tapping choreography. So in Holiday Rhythm Cup Explorations, if you have that, there's only 3 levels: level 1, level 2, and level 3. But since that book came out, we've also come out with My First Rhythm Cup Explorations, which means we now need something easier for students, right? So this is level A. That's what level A is all about. So even your students in My First Rhythm Cup Explorations can do the level A. The piano is late intermediate. I wanted to make sure that it was as true to Tchaikovsky's score as possible without being crazy difficult. I don't know if you've ever tried to play the transcription that Tchaikovsky himself did of his own orchestral score, but it is hard. And it's not really that pianistic, only if you have gigantic hands and you're just an amazing advanced pianist. Are you able to play it? But even then, it's just not super pianistic. And so this is late intermediate. But here's the thing: if you don't want to work on this piece and you don't have any students that want to work on the piece, that's okay, because this also includes downloadable accompaniment tracks. And so the accompaniment tracks come with 3 tracks without the piano and 3 tracks with the piano. So maybe you have a late intermediate student who wants to learn it, but they're a little rough in some of the places, and so they're not quite as polished there. Go ahead and use the track that has the piano in it, and then they'll just be reinforcing what people are hearing. And if they mess up in a certain place, that's okay. They can just keep going and it will sound really good. In addition to you getting the streaming accompaniment tracks, you're also going to, the downloadable accompaniment tracks, you're also going to get the streaming accompaniment tracks. And I'll talk about those in a minute. So it'll make it much more flexible because you can access these tracks with any device that has internet access. And then this is where scope creep happened, those of you who read my email this morning. But I decided as I was recording this, wow, wouldn't it be helpful if I did a demo video for every single level in every single piece so that teachers could look and actually see how the cup tapping techniques go? A picture's worth 1,000 words, but a video is worth even more. And so this will hopefully help you to learn those cup tapping techniques. But in addition to helping you, you could show it to your students so that they can be inspired. So they come for the group lesson, and you take a break from teaching and just show them the video for 3 or 4 minutes. And then they'll be able to kind of catch on to some of the techniques there. And then you can teach it yourself. And then eventually, they might even do it with me if they want to with the demo, but they don't have to. It's just so that it will help make it easier for you to teach and easier for you and your students to know how to do the cup tapping techniques. So you might ask, well, how could I use Nutcracker Rhythm Cup Explorations? First of all, you can definitely use them in recitals. I looked, and for whatever reason, I don't have my pictures labeled correctly because I couldn't find many of the pictures that teachers have sent me of this. But teachers all the time have a table, and their students are all dressed up for the holidays. Some of them even have Christmas hats, and they're all standing there, and they do this in front of an audience. They have a blast. It looks so festive, and they're all doing it in choreography with each other. It's beautiful and very inspiring for a recital. Really makes you look like a standout teacher, and parents are really glad their students are with you when you use these kinds of things in recitals. Also, group lessons. These are just 2 from many, many pictures that I have of students using them in group lessons. And of course, this is at the end of a piece where they get to throw up their cups. I promise they don't throw their cups a lot. But so easy to use in group lessons for parties. Maybe you do an after-school party. with, or not after school, but maybe you're a school teacher and you do a party with your student instead of a group lesson. That works for parties. Awkward class weeks. So I know not a lot of classroom teachers are with us this morning. They usually come in the evening, but if you teach in the classroom, you know it's such a weird time when the Christmas recital's done, the Christmas program is done, and you've got all these class periods, or maybe you've got that 1 week of lessons, and you're like, oh, nobody's paying attention here. What in the world do I teach? I can't go on to my spring recital. I can't go on to my spring program. What exactly do I teach during this time that will still be educational, but so much fun and still festive for the students? This is perfect for that. Community events, there's all kinds of ways you can use this. One little thing that I just wanted to point out was here, the students are doing it with their parents. So inviting parents in to do this kind of thing is fun. And then private lessons. You can certainly do them in private lessons. You can sit next to your student and do it. I personally like the across the way because you can pass the cups easily back and forth, and that's pretty fun. So you can definitely do it with all of these, all of your students. Okay, so hold on one second. I got to move to the second set of slides real quick. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of cup tapping together. What I want you to do, we're going to do the march first. And what I want you to do is go get some cups if you don't already have them and put yourself in a position where you can kind of stand up. I'm actually going to use a cardboard box so you can see me tapping the table. So yeah, you can just now see the cardboard box. By the way, I moved to the upper left-hand corner if you didn't see that. Then what you want to do is place one extra cup to your right, and then you want to place 2 cups to your left. We're not going to use those in this first time, this first example, but we will be using those in a couple others. Now notice what I just did. I just said, put 1 cup on your right and 2 cups on your left. Did anybody catch what happened there? I'm actually putting 1 cup on my left and 2 cups on my right. So I'm doing the opposite of you. And this is what you have to do when you're teaching it online. Some of you have asked for tips for that. We have a whole video about things that you should do and can do to help this work online. But that's one of the things. I want to completely mirror you so it looks like you're doing exactly what I'm doing. So as a teacher, I'm going to be doing the opposite of you, but you just mirror me and it all looks good. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to play these with the streaming tracks. And so I've got the streaming tracks pulled up right here. This is level A. So I want to show you how easy it is. Just real quick, you're going to hold the cup in your right hand and you're going to tap the top of your cup with your left hand. Make sure you're holding your cup upside down, okay? So the X's above the notes mean to tap the top of the cup. Rest, tap the top of the cup. Rest, tap, tap, tap. You get the idea, right? Okay, when you get to the second line, you're going to tap, and then you're going to tap the table when the circle is under the note. So tap, table, tap, table, tap, table, tap, table, all right? And I know that some of you have done this before, so you might think this is just review, but there are some people that are brand new to this, so I want to make sure that we can do this successfully together. On page 2, on the second line, you see a table, 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 slide. That's what that line is. So table, 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 drag. Table, 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 drag. I use the term drag instead of slide. I don't know why I said slide. So table, 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 drag. That's how you do that part. Table, table, drag. Okay. The rest of this is basically just all of those particular cup tapping techniques. Remember, this is level A, so it's easy. And at the very end, they get to throw up their cup in the air. Now, you might think, oh, I'm going to lose control of the class if I do that. You should lose control of the class when you do that, just for a tiny second, because if they're not exclaiming something excited at the end of this, then there might be too tight of a rein. This is fun, and they are going to have fun, and they're going to just have a blast at the end. If you, after they have, their 10 to 20 seconds of blast, go like this. And that reminds them, hey, if you want to do it again, you've got to be quiet and you got to hold your cup. So that's one way you can kind of rein it in. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do this with the medium tempo because it's pretty easy. This is the medium tempo, and Amanda's going to advance the slides for us. So, all right. 2, 3, 4, 2 measures of intro. 2, ready, go. I assume you're doing this with me, I hope. Getting louder. they know what to do. Table, tap, tap, rest, tap, 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 rest, tap, 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 rest, tap, tap, tap. Get ready for table, table, tap, table, tap, table, tap, tap, tap. Get it louder. Oh my goodness. I meant to throw that up and instead I threw the box up. So sorry about that. Yeah. Well, you would not be doing it with all these mechanical and physical objects in front of you. So it's just so much fun. You try to get the student to catch their own cup, and that helps make sure that it doesn't go flying somewhere else, and they try to really master that. Okay, so this is the easiest one, all right? The cup tapping techniques only get more interesting after this. Waltz of the Flowers is the longest of the arrangements. I wouldn't do this if you're short on time, and it's a little more complicated because it's got lots of different cup tapping techniques. There's even some cup tapping techniques that we always introduce new ones with every rhythm cup book that we do. One of the cup tapping techniques that you do is you're tapping, you can't see me, but you're tapping the top of the cup while you're twirling around like you would in ballet. So this is the one that has this in there. We're not going to be doing that particular one, but there's just all kinds of things that you're doing with this. Now make sure you still have a cup to your right, you still have two cups to your left, and then you have a cup in your right hand. Okay, at the very beginning, you can see that there's a table, right? Because there's a circle under the note. And then there's this new thing called a knee bend. So you're just going to go table, tap, tap, table, tap. And that looks really cool when you're doing a waltz, right? Okay, so the first three lines have those things on it. Pretty self-explanatory. When you get to the fourth line, you go table, tap, tap it behind your back, tap, back, tap, table, drag, tap, table, rest, rest. Now that you might think, well, that doesn't sound very musical. When you get with the music, there's all kinds of little syncopations that Tchaikovsky put in there, and it goes perfectly with the music. So that little new notation means to tap behind your back. Then on the top of this line, you go table, tap, tap, table, and you notice there's a line under that circle. That means leave your cup down because you're going to lean to your right and tap your friend's cup. Your friend is going to lean to their right and tap your cup. So if you're doing this by yourself, you just have an extra cup over here that you can lean and tap that cup. So that's what those smiley faces are. That's your friend over there. So you leave the cup down, friend, friend, table, tap, tap, table, friend, friend, table, tap, tap, table, friend, friend. Now, when we get to measure 45, which is the last line on this page, you can see that we have our pass pickup feature, which everybody loves. When I'm first introducing this, I always have the students loop this. So if there's two measures like this, we do it for 4 or 5 or 6 measures. So here it is in slow motion. You go table, pass to your neighbor on your right, and then you pick up on beat 3. Table, pass, pick up. Do it again. Table, pass, pick up. Do it again. Table, pass, pick up. Table, pass, pick up. Table, pass, pick up. That kind of thing is what you're going to be doing. Now, if you've never done rhythm cup explorations before, that might seem complicated, so you'll need a little practice. Don't be discouraged if you don't get it right when we're doing it together, all right? And then the last little, we're going to stop in the middle of this piece. It's actually almost at the end of this piece. But at the very end of the line is a new cup tapping techniques. And this would be, the third measure is table, tap, tap, and then you jump with your arms up. So you tap it and you jump like you're doing some kind of ballet move. So we're going to try this, and this is the one we're going to try with the slow track. So you can see kind of how slow it is and go from there. This gives you 4 measures of intro before you start. All right, here we go. Oh, sorry, I just muted my mic. Let me get that back up for just a second. And 2, 1. Oops, this is the wrong one. I'm sorry. I didn't advance it to Waltz of the Flowers. I apologize. Waltz of the Flowers, slow track. Here we go. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Get ready to bend your knees. Table tap, tap, table tap, tap, table tap, tap, table tap, tap. The rhythm changes, but it's the same idea. Get ready. Back, tap, table drag. Now that was tricky. If you messed it up, don't worry. Tap, tap, table, friend, friend, table, tap, tap, table, friend, friend, table, tap, tap, table, friend, friend, table, tap, tap, table, friend, friend. Same thing. Tap, friend, and friend. 2, 3, table drag. Tap. That was hard, so if you messed it, don't worry about it. Get ready to jump. Jump. 2, 3. Up, 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 and jump. 2, 3. All right, so you get the idea. Again, that's almost at the end, but I wanted to stop just for the sake of time. If you couldn't do all of that and you were new to Rhythm Cup Explorations, or this is the first time you've ever seen it before, obviously that's going to take a little practice, but you can see how much fun it is. Okay, Trepak, the piece everybody wants to learn. Everybody wants to play. It's too hard for a lot of students, even some of those easy arrangements. And so this is a great way to involve your students in this really exciting piece. Now, in this piece, you can see that on the first page, all it has is tables and taps, right? There's nothing new on this page, but we're going to do it with the fast track because everyone wants to do it fast, I promise. So we're just going to have fun. If you mess up, it's still fun. You'll still have students laughing if they're messing up, but we're just going to try it with the fast track because it's so much fun. All right, so the first page is all tapping and tabling. Okay, so pretty basic on that first page. The second page, try this first measure with me. 1, 2, ready, go. Bum, 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 bum. That was too fast. So we should have gone, I'm sorry, I should have explained. The forehead is the star. So it's 1 and 2 and 2, 2, 2, 1 and 2 and 2. Try it again, same line. 1, da, 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 da. Now you can imagine how fun that is at a fast tempo. So that's just kind of the idea on this page. There's really not a lot of new things. Again, the challenge is just keeping with the tempo. And of course, you can always pick a slower tempo, and you should always. The fast track with piano. Again, this is fast. Just do your best and have fun. 4 measures of intro. 1, 3, and here we go. Probably are going, what's happening? It's okay. Now you can do this. And throw it up in the air. Did you do it? Yay! All right, I hope that was fun for you. If we were in a live room, everyone would just be cackling and it would be really, really fun. I'm going to ask you, though, something. Did you find that challenging? The answer should be yes. And here's the reason. I want it to be challenging on the third track when it's fast, because this is both a learning tool and something fun. You can use it for either. All right. It will actually be both, but you can use it with the purpose of either. So if you want only fun, choose the level that's comfortable and choose the tempo that's comfortable. So for example, if you have level 3 students that don't have much time to practice and they want to do this for the program, don't make them do a level 3, make them do a level 2. Ask them to do a level 1. They're all very, very fun. So they're not going to have any qualms about doing any of the levels because the levels are all intended to be very fun. So you can ease up on the level down is what I like to refer to it as, or just use one of the tempos that is slower. You notice that the slow tempo still sounded amazingly beautiful. The orchestrations were gorgeous. And so, so just choose the one that works for you. Parents won't know that there was a faster track. So choose the one that's comfortable and fun if that's your goal. And then if you want a challenge, if you want the students to really learn, to make sure that they're doing it in tempo and with the right rhythms and all of those things, you can just choose tempos that are more challenging. And then your level 3 students, you make them do a level 3. Make sure there's enough time to study it and to learn it. But it's just so easy to level up and level down. It's just a completely multi-level experience for the students. And so it's supposed to be challenging when it's fast, and it's supposed to be easy and something still to work at when it's slow. So what comes in this package is 45, it's actually 46 pages. It's got downloadable tracks automatically included, and then there's streaming tracks. So you get access to the streaming tracks. I'll show you how to get to those in a minute. And then we did demo videos, or I did demo videos. And like I said, it's just one of those things you can use to learn, for your students to learn, and especially for your students to be inspired so they get an idea of what this can look like. All right, so this is a picture of the demo videos that you have access to. You can see that there's a level A demo here. There's the March, Waltz of the Flowers, and Trepak. Here is how you get access to the streaming tracks and the demo videos once you've purchased it. Just go to your account. So you click on My Account and then go to what's called Memberships. Memberships is where your streaming tracks are going to be. And you click on the Nutcracker Rhythm Cup Explorations membership. You'll see that there's several things on that page. You can go to the demo videos. You can go to the streaming tracks. And so you click on one of those and it takes you right to the right to the demo videos. Play from the play button. You can see where to play there. You can choose a different piece right there. So you just click on a tab and the other videos are going to be there. This is exactly what I was playing from today. So it's very easy to use. So if you click on Waltz of the Flowers, suddenly the demos change and you get all the Waltz of the Flowers demos. You can move easily between the book tracks in the menu. So I showed you this in our August webinar when we launched streaming tracks for Rhythm Menagerie, Rhythm Manipulations, and Rhythm Cup Explorations. If you need to go to a different book or a different set of tracks, you can just click on this new menu that has appeared. You can click on the holiday one to get to the streaming track. So you go to the holiday one and boom, there's your streaming tracks. Your March is right there. You can see the different tempos that are there. There's even a little Nutcracker icon there on the right that says March. So it kind of tells you where you're at a glance. And that's how you play those tracks. Then you can pick whichever tempo works for you. There's 3 different tempos. And then you can move to other streaming tracks pages. So for example, if you have Rhythm Menagerie and you want to go to Unit 4 of Rhythm Menagerie because you're done with working on Nutcracker for the day, you click on Unit 4, boom, there you are in the streaming tracks. So those streaming tracks are still available, and they are the first month you get for free. So you can try them out, but the Nutcracker streaming tracks actually come with your purchase anyway. So you don't have to have a separate purchase to get access to these streaming tracks. So this is a great way to really experiment with whether streaming tracks would be good for you.